And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, we're under 50,000, we're under sort of 1,000, about 850 subscribers away now from the big 50,000. So if you please do put me out my misery by hitting that red button. We're trying to get there by the end of the deadline day. We have got some breaking news for you this evening, guys. As you can see, I have gone live. It was literally announced literally a minute ago, literally a couple minutes ago. We're of course going to be going through that with you in today's live stream. But guys, as always, please do let me know your thoughts down there in the live stream. If you are viewing this live, I would like to interact with all of you ahead of this. But yeah, quite interesting information that's developing over the last sort of 5 minutes or so with regards to Bayern Munich's midfielder Ryan Gravenberch. Now, Ryan Gravenberch is a player we have spoke about intensely here on the channel over the last, over the transfer window really, and I'm going to bring you the news as to what David Ornstein has said literally 10 minutes ago as we are going live. Liverpool are in negotiations, official negotiations with Bayern Munich for the permanent signing of Ryan Gravenberch. Not guaranteed to happen, but clubs are discussing the price as things stand. If finances are right, a formal offer will follow. The 21-year-old, most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, wants to join the football club. Bayern would need to replace him going into the final day of the transfer window. But Liverpool Football Club are in negotiations now, currently breaking news, to try and land Ryan Gravenberch before the window closes. Now, this is a signing that we have been talking about a lot. Ryan Gravenberch is a very, very interesting and curious case indeed with regards to the situation. You know, he joined from Ajax Amsterdam last summer, a player that's lauded within Dutch football, lauded within the sort of Dutch ranks, but it hasn't gone well for him for whatever reason it may be with regards to his situation at Bayern. He moved for big money in terms of what a Dutch player sort of commands coming from a Dutch league, coming from Ajax, went for big money to Bayern Munich, but struggled really to make an impact. I think he didn't play a lot of games last season, and when he did, he sort of made an impact off of the bench, and that wasn't a team that was sort of struggling. But the thing is with Jurgen Klopp, the thing I do trust him with is his ability to identify a player that he wants and make the player a better signing. And a player that, if he identifies, then I'm sure Ryan Gravenberch is somebody that can come in, Jurgen Klopp can coach him in the correct way, and he's someone that is identified that can come into this team and make it better. Again, this is all we've got at the moment now, is that this is from David Ornstein, ladies and gentlemen. David Ornstein. Now, in terms of transfer news, David Ornstein is probably one of the most, or if not one of the most reputable sort of journalists within the sort of space, you know, up there with sort of Paul Joyce when it comes to Liverpool transfers. And he has said, guys, if those of you who are just joining us, Liverpool have open negotiations with Bayern Munich over the permanent signing of Ryan Gravenberch. He did say, though, it's not guaranteed to happen, but clubs discussing the price. If finances are right, a formal offer will follow. And the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, the 21-year-old wants Liverpool Football Club. Bayern will need to replace him in the final days of the sort of transfer window. So for those of you that weren't that optimistic with regards to the signing or Liverpool signing a player before the window closes, you can see that they have got that intent. They do recognize that they need to bring in a player before the end of the transfer window, and Ryan Gravenberch has been identified as that player. I've been speaking about Ryan Gravenberch a lot on the channel recently. And I came to you with a Florian Plettenberg sort of exclusive, who knows a lot about German football, knows a lot about Bayern Munich and the ins and outs that are going on with regards to there. And he came out with that news earlier on with regards to Ryan Gravenberch, and that has been followed up now 20 minutes ago by, of course, David Ornstein with regards to the potential transfer of Ryan Gravenberch. But do let me know now quickly, for those of you that are live, do let me know your thoughts on the signing or the potential signing of Ryan Gravenberch down there in the comment section below. I'm very, very interested to hear what you guys think about the potential acquisition of the player? As I say, in the comment section below, please do let me know. In terms of people saying, I know it's fairly split. I've done a poll as things stand, guys. Some people are saying 82% of you say yes, you would be happy with the signing of Ryan Gravenberch, and then 18% are currently saying no. So again, I already know where to stand on this one, to be fair. It's better than nothing for sure. He's a player that's got a lot of potential. I think I've gave you my thoughts recently a lot with regards to Ryan Gravenberch, and I don't like to be doom and gloom, but the Bundesliga is very attacking wise, and it's probably similar to the Eredivisie in terms of the style of play there. Maybe a bit more technical. I think the Eredivisie would be, certainly, but if he's struggling to get into the Bundesliga or the champions of the Bundesliga, it makes me slightly worry a tiny bit of what we're going to be getting. But then again, you sort of trust Jurgen Klopp's ability to identify a player that can make a difference within this team. So if Ryan Gravenberch has been identified by Jurgen Klopp and is a player that he thinks could make a difference, then I'm always going to trust the manager over my regards to him not playing a lot of football and not being able to get into the Bayern team. But then one caveat to that, Bayern do have a very, very good midfield. Certainly, it's one of them ones. It's very, very interesting to see. If I had to have picked the two out of Cheick Doucouré or Ryan Gravenberch, I would have more swayed towards Cheick Doucouré, but then again, I'm not going to say no to Ryan Gravenberch, and as I said, I'm not going to go against Jurgen Klopp with regards to what he wants, because I think he has a good eye for a player. Space Monkey has donated some money, $6.98 or $6 Singaporean dollars, I think. He said hello from, hello from Singapore. Not the position we want. What we want is a new centre-back. To be honest, mate, I think we need both. I think we need a central midfielder, or a midfielder in general. The thing is with Ryan Gravenberch, he's very versatile. He can play as a defensive midfielder, he can play as a centre midfielder, and he can play as an attacking midfielder. So that's the one thing that I see in it. And Ajax is very, very versatile of where he can play. So that's probably the attractive proposition for the player. The reason why he's probably not going for a Doucouré is because Doucouré is more of a Fabinho type of player, a player that can would be the perfect Fabinho replacement. But then you look at Endo's already been brought in to do that job. So I think he's looking at Ryan Gravenberch as 1 for 1, the future, 2 for the now, and 3 for a player that can fill in different positions across the park, as we have lost a lot of midfielders recently. So someone that can play as a defensive midfielder, someone that can play as a central midfielder, someone who can play as an attacking midfielder, and that's why I think they've gone for Ryan Gravenberch. But I certainly agree with regards to the signing of a centre-back. I'm really for that. I think the club do need to sign a centre-back. I really, really do, especially with the news I'm sort of hearing today. An exclusive for you as well is that Glasgow Celtic are very close to signing Nat Phillips on a season-long loan. So it looks like he's going out on loan rather than a permanent transfer. And there's other players going out of the door as well. I know I brought you the news last night that it looked like he was going to go to Middlesbrough, but it has taken yet another little twist and turn, and it does seem as though he will be going to Glasgow Celtic, going up to the SPFL for a season-long loan. It's not a permanent transfer there, Nat Phillips. It's a season-long loan, maybe with an option to buy come the end of it. But yeah, that's the situation with regards to him. Guys, if you are just joining us, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 200 likes. So if you haven't already hit that like button, please consider doing so. And of course, pile into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts on the potential signing of Ryan Gravenberch. For those of you just joining the live stream this evening, the latest on this one is that David Ornstein has reported, stating that Liverpool have opened negotiations with the German champions over the permanent signing of Ryan Gravenberch. It does seem as though Liverpool will be making a late swoop for a player, and at this time of recording, it does look like that man is going to be Ryan Gravenberch. The latest on that as well is that Ryan Gravenberch wants to move to Liverpool. despite Manchester United potentially being interested. But I've just seen a report, exclusive from David Ornstein as well, and he's basically stated that Manchester United are working on signing Sofyan Amrabat. So it does look as though that they will not go in for Ryan Gravenberch. He's an option, but at the time of recording, David Ornstein has stated that they're going to go and sign Amrabat from Fiorentina on a loan rather than a permanent due to FFP, which means that at the time of recording, Liverpool have the sort of free reign, free roost of the signing of Ryan Gravenberch. Buy an outcast on the cheap, says Luke Clark. I'd rather Thuram, says Alex Brooks. I wasn't feeling confident at all, but I'm happy now, says Hoods. Gomez is the first choice cover for Trent. Sorry, late on the live, are we signing Gravenberch? Yes, talks have started. Why this late swooping in for Gravenberch? Well, because I said a couple of weeks ago with regards to the big man is that his situation is that Bayern don't want to sell him. They do see him as one for the future, but it's Ryan Gravenberch pushing the move rather than Bayern themselves. So he is seen that he wants to go away. He's had a year out of the sort of picture under sort of Nagelsmann, and then of course under Tuchel. Tuchel's come in, and again in the start of the season hasn't really been involved within the team. So it's Ryan Gravenberch, I feel, that is pushing the move more. He wants to go out. So Bayern didn't see him as a player that was for sale. However, the situation is that they are probably being forced to now because the player is slightly unhappy with being at Bayern Munich. So Liverpool are taking the opportunity. At the time of recording, it's only opening negotiations. This is it at the time of recording. Negotiations have opened up. We will get more news as the time goes on, of course, but the latest we do have for you is that Liverpool have opened official talks and are looking to put in an official bid should the price be right for Ryan Gravenberch. Now, I would probably state they would be worth around 35 to 45 million pounds. Again, if Bayern are wanting to profit, then I don't think there's a way in hell that Liverpool are going to be paying over an inflated price for Ryan. However, if the price is right, then I'm sure Liverpool will pay. And it might be down to the player, on the player's side as well, to push for the move. Liverpool are quite good at that, quite astute with that. And if Bayern are putting their price tag super high, and as I said, Ryan Gravenberch has told Bayern that he wants to leave and wants to go to Liverpool, then the situation may be forced where Bayern actually have to just let the player go, and then we can get him for a decent fee. But Liverpool won't have their pants pulled down on this sort of transfer. They have got their figure in mind. They're currently in negotiations with Bayern Munich over a potential fee, and should they sort of come to a conclusion, Liverpool will put in an official bid over the next sort of 24 hours going into the final day of the transfer window. So that is the latest for you with regards to Ryan Gravenberch. I do want to know some of your guys' thoughts down there in the comment section below with regards to this transfer, but things are probably going to be moving fairly quickly. We are getting to that time of the transfer window where things move very, very quickly, and updates will likely come through as time goes on. The latest one is with regards to Liverpool. This is from Anthony Joseph and Sky Sports. Liverpool defender Nat Phillips is due to arrive in Glasgow tonight to finalise a season-long loan move to Glasgow Celtic. So there you go, some more transfer news as well. Nat Phillips is going out of the door, and he's going to be going to Glasgow Celtic on a season-long loan. Another loan for Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips is going out the door to Celtic from Liverpool. So a season-long loan, maybe an option to buy. It's an interesting situation. I don't think he should be being loaned out, but then again, I don't think anyone's looking to meet his sort of price tag that Liverpool are willing. The best thing that can sort of happen for Nat Phillips, of course, is he goes up to Glasgow, does well, and then of course gets his transfer. But my blue side of the loyalties in the Glasgow with Rangers, I'm hoping that he can't have a good season, unfortunately. Sorry to that, but he's going to Celtic. I'm a Rangers man, so hoping he doesn't do well at Celtic. But again, look, he looks like he's going to be going to Celtic there. He's flying into Glasgow tonight, so that's the latest with regards to Nat Phillips. And as I said, for those of you just joining in, guys, I want to read some of your live comments with regards to the signing of Ryan Gravenberch, or the potential signing of Ryan Gravenberch, broken literally 20 minutes ago with regards to it. I think with his height, he will be a good fit for those long ball rivals teams, like throwing at us plus a goal threat on set pieces. Sell Phillips, get more money in. He's going on loan, buddy. The right back experiment with Trent needs to stop. Would much rather a solid right back than Gravenberch. I don't think so. I think so. I think he could play that. I mean, look, this. I've just unsubscribed, says Sean Whelan. Sorry, Ray. Sorry. I know that can be a bit of a touching subject with regards to this situation. Everyone's not liking that. Sorry. Sorry. I know as well, I probably shouldn't say that within the Liverpool space. Yeah, I don't think Rangers usually get the more, I think more of the Liverpool fans sway towards Celtic. But yeah, sorry, I have to admit that, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for you guys, but not unfortunately for me. I don't understand why he wasn't money for a centre-back when we play who in heart and play. So when the manager wants to play who you don't like, you blame the owners. I think Gravenberch will be a good signing. See, there is a bit of positivity. Not everyone's super positive about the signing of Gravenberch, but certainly I am. I think you'd probably be better than having absolutely nothing. Look, Gravenberch is a player that is still very, very young. He's only 21 years old. Oh my goodness, man, I'm getting a lot of stick down there in the live chat. Okay, sorry, troops, I'm sorry. But we all have something in common, and that's Liverpool. So that's that should be enough to sway with me. But yeah. In terms of Doucouré preferred, again, I don't think Liverpool want to meet the price tag for Doucouré, and I don't think Crystal Palace want to sell the player this late in the transfer window, 70 million quid. I do think Ryan Gravenberch, yes, is a certain player that we need first and foremost, and it's better than nothing, but I do think we need another centre-back as well. I've been rambling on about a centre-back for ages, and now that they're letting Nat Phillips go, what does this basically tell? With Konate being injured, it obviously tells us that the injury isn't too much of a problem. It's also telling that they're putting some faith in the young lad, of course, who came on at the weekend. He can supply sort of strength and depth. But with regards to an actual centre-back itself, you know, if you're looking at the Jorge Schmadtke links in terms of what he's all about, then you may be looking at Hincapié from RB Leipzig. But then again, if you bring Ryan Gravenberch in, there's only a space for one non-homegrown player left. So again, I think we'd have to probably go down the route of maybe that we're not going to be getting a centre-back, if, of course, that's the situation. So it's just play it by ear, just see what happens over the next sort of couple of days. But of course, the breaking news is with regards to two transfers this evening. And that is that, of course, Liverpool have open talks with Ryan Gravenberch. Open talks with Bayern Munich over the permanent transfer of Ryan Gravenberch. And, of course, Nat Phillips is on his way to Glasgow now to finalise a deal to join Celtic up in the Scottish Premiership on a season-long loan. So that was not a permanent transfer, a season-long loan. We just had an update from Melissa Reddy, of course, a Sky Sports thingy, and Paul Joyce. So I'll go through this in a second. So, of course, the update from the ever-reliable Paul Joyce is that Paul Joyce has stated Liverpool in contact with Bayern Munich over Ryan Gravenberch. Player wants to move, discussions ongoing. There you go. So another one to back up David Ornstein's claims. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool are in talks with Bayern over the permanent transfer of Ryan Gravenberch. Interesting thing there indeed. Absolutely interesting. Yeah, that's it. It's all moving very, very quickly. Hopefully some more signings coming in through the door. Let's have a little look to see who else we've got in here. Good to see you, David New Zealand. Thank you for tuning in, my man. Counts as an under 21. Good shout there, Reece Snow. Good shout. That is a bit. I'm not apologising. I don't apologise, Brian. I don't apologise at all. I love it, mate. I love it. Because it's red and green, not red and blue, Scottish-Irish thing. The point is that we do need a defensive. For yesterday, a player capable to read the game, and we use... Sorry, I'm trying to read this, the live chat quickly. We used to say in my country, bite the ankle of the opponent. New right back, Trent into midfield. Surely Klopp sees what we all see. We got a good player in Nat Phillips. Why wasn't there more money on another centre back than we got Phillips? He's just going on loan, ladies and gentlemen. He's just going on loan, which I do think is a weird old move. But look, that just goes to show that Liverpool haven't been able to command the fee that they want. Now, do you just send him out on another season-long loan? He does well at Celtic, and as I say, Celtic aren't afraid to spend big money on players. They've done so with Cameron Carter-Vickers when he went to from Spurs. So it's a situation where, yeah, Cameron Carter-Vickers wasn't a player that was drumming up a lot of in terms of a fee. He went on loan to Celtic, did well, and then Celtic ended up paying, I think, 7 million quid for him. So it will be the same with Nat Phillips. You know, he hasn't played for over a year, so you can understand hesitation with sort of clubs not wanting to meet the valuation of said player. However, of course, sending him out on loan basically gets him in through the door, and then and that sort of then happens, and then he can then go for £10 million come the end of the transfer, the end of the season. So, yeah, interesting. Let's have a little look at other bits and pieces. I think it will be a good deal if it goes through. However, I think we are desperate need cover for Arnold's wingback. Everyone's saying that. Everyone's in sort of unanimously sort of agreeing on that. Yeah, people not happy about Alexander-Arnold playing at right back. Guys, if you haven't already, please do consider hitting the old like button and subscribe as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel for whatever reason just yet, please consider, I can't get my words out, consider doing so. We're literally 800 away from 50,000, looking to try and get there at the end of August. Yes, it's a big ask, but if you haven't already, do help me out, guys. I'll keep you on the straight and narrow of everything with regards to Liverpool. Let's see what else is there. But I think that's all we've got, guys, in terms of the actual news at the moment. There's nothing really much on there at the moment with regards to the situation. However, I'm sure things are going to materialise as the day goes on, as the evening goes on. A lot of people saying FSG out, but the breaking news, guys, is Liverpool have open negotiations with Bayern Munich over the potential or permanent transfer of Ryan Gravenberch. Very, very, very exciting stuff there. 21 years old. A lot of Liverpool fans not thinking that they were going to get a player in. However, it does seem as though the club could get him in through the door. But that's it, guys. I'm going to finish off there. Please do hit the old like button and subscribe. And if there is any more news later on as the day goes on, I will come live again. But thank you so much for tuning in. Headlines to round up. Nat Phillips is heading to Celtic on a season-long loan, and the club have open negotiations with